A little rising moment from my kitchen. Come share it with me. I feel like baking something again. So I'm gonna make the cheese Danishes. I said in my other video I might try. I made cheese the other day. And this recipe is a little bit different. I was gonna come up with some recipe including sourdough starter, but I'll do it next time. This recipe is for 8 Danishes. Kind of pretty small, not very big, regular size, let's just say. And I'm gonna show you what the ingredients are. So we're starting with 100 grams, no, not grams, 100 milliliters, which comes up to about 100 grams, by the way, of warm milk, 10 grams of instant dry yeast, 1 teaspoon of sugar. And I'm gonna mix this together and let it bloom for like 10-15 minutes. My other ingredients are 250 grams of all-purpose flour, 1 egg, 50 grams of butter. I'm gonna melt it and make sure it's not too hot, cool it a little bit. And this is 50 grams of sugar and a pinch of salt. And I'll show you the next step when I'm ready. So now that my yeast is activated, you just throw everything together in a bowl. So I sifted my flour in here, and I'm gonna add my yeast, my butter, my egg, my sugar, pinch of salt. And I'm gonna put it on the mixer with the hook attachment and just let it do its magic, and I show you what it looks like when it's all combined. So here's my dough. I added about 1 tablespoon of flour because it wasn't combining well, and I didn't want to overdo it because then it's not going to be as soft as it needs to. And I just used my scraper and kind of scraped it around. I'm gonna cover it up for 1 hour and let it rise and see if it's ready at 1 hour to continue with the next step. So I'm starting on my cheese filling. This is 300 grams of farmer's cheese I made the other day, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 1 egg yolk, and 3 tablespoons of white sugar. And I'm gonna combine it until smooth. So I have mixed my cheese just with the fork till it was the consistency I wanted, and just used a spoon and divided it into roughly 8 equal amounts. I'm making 8 buns. And now I'm gonna make a little crumble to go on it, which is just flour, sugar, and butter, and I will tell you how much when I have it out here. Here I have 2 tablespoons of cold butter, 2 tablespoons of sugar, and 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. I'm just gonna use my pastry cutter and kind of cut it in right quick, and this will go on top of the cheese. I'm not sure if that's enough, but we'll see. Well, here's a little bit of the crumble, and that will be enough. I don't really want a whole lot. I'm gonna stick it in the fridge for now while I get my little buns ready. I don't want the butter to melt, that's why. My house is pretty cold, so this I don't think it doubled, maybe just almost doubled. Or maybe it did. Maybe I'm just not seeing it right, but I'm gonna split it into 8 pieces. I already formed all of them by one. I'm gonna try to show you my little process, and it's just like a little bowl. You want to squeeze into like a circle with a little ridge, or higher ridge, in the hopes of keeping the cheese, which I kind of have a lot of cheese. I'm not sure how that's gonna work out, but you never know till you try. And by the way, this feels like Play-Doh. It's such a great way to get children involved in the kitchen and let them help you make stuff like this. You just have to have patience and don't worry if they mess up and stuff. But look, so I did my little circle. Then I'm just plopping my cheese on there and see how much cheese I have, which actually it's gonna be delicious if it stayed there. If it doesn't, I'm still gonna eat it. And then I'm just taking my scraper. I'm gonna put it on the parchment paper on a cookie sheet, and I'll be back. Here they are with the crumble on, and I tried to pick up some of that butter off of here so I don't burn it, but I'm a little bit lazy. I only had like 4 hours of sleep last night, so I'm getting tired and I want to finish this up. So now I'm gonna mix an egg with 1 tablespoon of milk so I can just brush the edges. And I wish I thought about it and just saved the egg white from the egg that went in the cheese, and I could have just used the egg white, but I already got rid of it, so I'll know next time. Got my egg wash, and I'm just gonna use a brush and brush the sides of those buns that show the dough. All right, looks pretty messy, but trust the process. There's gonna be 8 cheese Danishes done in 15 minutes at 375 Fahrenheit. So here are my Danishes. I put it on broil a little bit to kind of get a little more crisp on there. And I think I'm gonna make lemon glaze again and drizzle it on. That's how I've done it last time. I also make these with apples. But it's been about 2 years since I've done them. I will have to try them tomorrow to see if they turn out the same. I added some glaze, which is gonna make it more delicious. There's 8 of them. I'm gonna let them cool completely down, save one to eat tomorrow, share with a friend, and freeze the rest. I hope this little moment brought you joy. Until next one.